I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. We have started reading in the story of Elijah as he ministered during the reign of Ahab in the northern kingdom. His introduction was to seal the heavens, prevent all water, all moisture in the air, no rain, no dew. And then we had the very famous story, of him going to the widow of Zarephath. But now we continue this in 1 Kings chapter 18. This one we will have to read in two videos because it's a little bit long, but let's get to it. Elijah is sent to meet Ahab. Obadiah saves 100 prophets and meets Elijah. Elijah challenges the prophets of Baal to call down fire from heaven. They fail. He calls down fire, slays the prophets of Baal, and opens the heavens for rain. Okay. And it came to pass after many days that the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, Go, shew thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth. And Elijah went to shew himself unto Ahab, and there was a sore famine in Samaria. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was the governor of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Lord greatly, for it was so, when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water. So God has told Elijah to go meet Ahab. But Ahab is sending Obadiah, who is the steward of his house. He's the head servant of his house. Well, yeah, the governor of his house. He's going to send him to go get Elijah. So we have this convergence of things happening here. But I do like this kind of aside about Obadiah. You remember Jezebel, she's a Zidonian princess, that when she comes into Israel, she not only sets up worship of Baal, but she actively tries to destroy the worship of God. She persecutes and kills those who worship God. And Obadiah, he is a faithful man, and he secretly hides 100 prophets. Now, when it says prophets in this case, I don't think it's talking about, I think it's talking about more like the quorum of the 70, or high priests, men like that were not like apostles. There's just too many of them to be that. But let us continue here. Verse 5. And Ahab said unto Obadiah, Go into the land, unto all fountains of water, and unto all brooks. Peradventure we may find grass to save the horses and mules alive, that we lose not all the beasts. So they divided the land between them to pass throughout it. Ahab went one way by himself, and Obadiah went another way by himself. So I was wrong. Ahab's not sending Obadiah to find Elijah. He's sending Obadiah to try and find water. Because it's been 3 years since this famine started. 3 years without any source of water, any natural source of water. And the animals, what's left of them, are probably dying of thirst. So they got to find them. So that's what Ahab's doing. Ahab's sending out he's going one way, sending Obadiah the other way to try and find water. Anyways, verse 7. And as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elijah met him, and he knew him, and fell on his face, and said, Art thou that my lord Elijah? And he answered him, I am. Go tell thy lord, behold, Elijah is here. And he said, What have I sinned, that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me? As the Lord thy God liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whither my Lord hath not sent to seek thee. And when they said, He is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation, that they found thee not. And now thou sayest, Go tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And it shall come to pass, as soon as I am gone from thee, that the Spirit of the Lord shall carry thee whither I know not. And so when I come and tell Ahab, and he cannot find thee, he shall slay me. But I, thy servant, fear the Lord from my youth. Was it not told my Lord, what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of the Lord? How I hid 100 men of the Lord's prophets by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water? And now thou sayest, Go tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here, and he will slay me. And Elijah said, As the Lord of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, I will surely shew myself unto him today. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab, and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. I'm going to end the reading right there for now. It's only the first 16 verses, but we got it set up here. Obadiah meets Elijah, and Elijah says, Go tell Ahab I'm coming. Go tell Ahab to come here. I'm waiting for him. And I love Obadiah's response. Oh, you're going to get me killed because he's been searching for you everywhere. He can't find you now. If I tell him I know where you are, and then you're not, God's going to take you away. You're not going to be. I love this. I like Obadiah's worry here. Obadiah he's worried about dying because he thinks that Elijah is just going to disappear on him like Elijah has done in the past, apparently. So, I mean, Elijah was a prophet, and there have been other prophets who have been transported by the Spirit from place to place. I think Elijah will have this happen to him. But we know that Elijah is most likely been traveling around a bit in his day and during these 3 years. But you can see Obadiah's face here. He's worried, so wait a minute. I go tell him and you're gone, it's not going to be good for me. But Elijah says, look, in the name of the Lord, I promise you, I will be here. And once he says that, Obadiah says, okay. And he goes and he gets Ahab, and Ahab comes. Doesn't hesitate. Ahab is very upset with Elijah. So now we're going to have the challenge here. We'll read that in the next video. So I'll see you there.